Panarin and Bobrovsky came up big when they needed them most, and you keep these guys on your team for that specific reason at the deadline, right?
You roll the dice in such a monumental way, organization-wide, top-down. Who knows what the fallout might be if it doesn't go well? And the first part of it going well means making the playoffs.
Yes.
They keep Panarin, they keep Bobrovsky, knowing that they both are likely to leave. But that doesn't matter now. They kept them for this game, this moment, when they needed something to happen, when they were struggling, kind of hanging on. Bobrovsky, perfect in the shootout. Panarin, who was magnificent the entire game. The goal he scored in the game was gorgeous. The goal he scored to win the shootout, pretty as well. This is why they kept him, because these guys can do things that the guys they would have acquired for them cannot do.
Right.
And if they want them in the playoffs, they'll need these guys to be great again. And good on them both, because been a lot of swirling around both those guys, and yet in a big game when it mattered, they both stepped up big time.
And look at the excitement they've got. You see Bobrovsky kicking the puck at the end of the game. He's giving it the pump. There's excitement. These guys are excited to be in the playoffs. And, you know, it's Easter's in early April. Put all your eggs in one basket, and away you go. That's what Columbus is doing. You have to do it. Yeah. And I've said it all year. You just can't trade guys because you're going to lose them at the end of the year. If you're not going to get equal value back, how are you going to replace Bobrovsky? He's been dynamite down the stretch. Yeah, he struggled throughout the course of the year, but he's been dynamite down the stretch. And if he's ready to go in the playoffs, and you've got a Sergei Bobrovsky playing at the top of his game, one of the best goaltenders in the world when he's on top of his game, how can you not like their chances moving forward? And Artemi Panarin is a game breaker. And in playoffs, you need game breakers. To get into the playoffs, you needed the game breaker. Your two best players were the two best players in this game in the shootout. And Panarin's both goals, absolutely gorgeous goals.
Gorgeous.
And now you're in the playoffs. And that's why you keep these guys. And you can't replace them. And you know what? I give the Columbus Blue Jackets a lot of credit for adding players at the deadline. Jarmo Kekalainen went out on a limb.
Yep.
A lot of people thought the limb was going to snap, but he went out on a limb. He acquired a lot of players to help this team get into the playoffs. Their stars got them there, and now anything can happen.
And you mentioned Panarin, and the one thing that won't show up on the stat sheet tonight was that back check on Kevin Shattenkirk that might have saved the season as well.
It was a huge play on Shattenkirk. Coming down on a breakaway, a very smart play. A lot of people think you have to get ahead of the player. You have to be able to pull the puck back. Well, he pokes the puck toward his goaltender, and breakaways ended. And that could have saved. Could be the difference. Well, it seemed to be the difference between 1 point and 2 points. And not only offensively but defensively in the game, he was tremendous. So it's fun. Their stars got the job done. What can you say? They're supposed to do it. They did it.
And they're a dangerous team. I mean, if you think they could win tomorrow night, get to 98 points, the difference between first in the Metro and they could be wild card 2 could be just 6 points.
Yeah.
So to suggest that they're a massive underdog if they get Washington. Now, whoever plays Tampa, that's why tomorrow matters, right? Because I think between Carolina, who has 97, Columbus, who now has 96, Columbus has a row tiebreaker, so Carolina kind of has to win to make sure they get in. You want to avoid Tampa, because I think if you get in that Metro group of 4, all the teams are good. All the teams are pretty evenly matched. The home teams will probably be the favorites, but not by a huge margin. So their work is not done yet. As you take a look at the standings, the Atlantic 1, 2, 3 is set. Metro only Capitals are set because the Penguins can get home ice, or the Penguins could be a wild card team and play Washington. So everything can switch between 2, 3, 4, 5 in the Metro tomorrow.
It'd be an interesting scenario. Blue Jackets and Capitals both have 720 goal scorers in their lineup. And we all know what happened last year in the playoffs with Columbus going up 2 games to zip and then eventually losing to Washington. Could we...
Almost going up 3 games to zip.
Double overtime.
At the post.
Lars Eller.
Could we see that again? And I'm thinking if you're Columbus, you want another crack at them.
Yeah.
And not that not that you want to set your seedings up.
No.
But if it happens, I don't think Columbus is too worried. I mean, I agree with you. I think everybody wants to avoid Tampa in the first round because they're so strong. Yeah. They're so strong, and that you let them get beat up against another team maybe a little bit before you play them in the second round. Don't play them in the first round. And for Columbus, they wouldn't have to play them into the conference final if they missed them in the first round anyhow. But I'd like to see that the Columbus-Washington first round would be interesting, just on the fact that Columbus might want a little vengeance from last season.
All right.
What about this, real quick?
Okay, what do you got?
So Washington's locked in. They have nothing to play for. They're going to be first. They play the Islanders If the Islanders win, the Islanders guarantee themselves second, making sure that Pittsburgh can't get home ice. So you wonder if Washington somehow flattens out their lineup. If the Islanders get home ice, then
flu bug running through the
well, you just load management.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now Pittsburgh can't get home ice. Makes it a little bit harder for Pittsburgh to potentially get to the second round to play Washington.
Is that too many days off though? If you have your starters, you're gonna have a bit of a layoff between now and the start of the season.
Well, I mean, no. It's 18 minutes of hockey.
Okay.
You know, they played a lot. Just something to think about as the teams kind of put their rosters together tomorrow. But then you run the risk, though, if Pittsburgh doesn't win, and then Pittsburgh gets slide to fourth, and you might get them anyways.
Yeah.
Hockey gods,
you know what?
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah, I don't think you worry about that. No, I think you just go out and play. It's like this is going to be our roster. We try to win the game. Whoever's playing. We rest some guys, which is fine, but whoever's going to play.
The conspiracy theorist in me wants it.
Yeah, you know what? It always backfires. It always backfires.
And then you end up with Pittsburgh in the first round. And
we wanted to set this up, and it's, oh, man, that's not the way we planned it.
All right.
Just go play to win the game.